in every category. He's up there, number 3 in batting average, and 2, 4, 6, 7th in slugging percentage, number 3 in runs, number 1 in hits, number 3 in RBIs. I mean, he is just up there from every offensive category. Shot down the left field line is foul. And for those of you at home, you probably are noticing how many umpires we have.
That's right.
We've got 6 tonight.
This is the championship, that's why.
Left field, right field, all the bases and home plate. We're going the distance here tonight. Dane Whiteside pulling all the stops out for this championship. Off-speed pitch, fouled away.
I think you maybe even put one in the up here in the booth.
Right, another baseball. And they'll throw one out from the press box.
The umpire up in the booth maybe to keep his eye on us. What are the chances that we'll have some lightning strike here this evening?
As long as they're not chipping or putting, I think we're we're in good shape. I don't know, those aluminum bats. Little slapper up the middle. Anderson getting there where they can make the throw, and a tough throw, but a good job of covering some ground. Scott Metz on with a single. And that is not unusual for 1989 and Scott Metz, the leader in hits in Skyscraper this year.
Credit there to Scott Metz for beating that out, and also credit to George Anderson for for doing as much as he could with that play. We saw see Metz on base there. George Anderson, shortstop for the A's, we saw him make some outstanding plays against the Hornets the last time that we saw the A's in action.
Made some great catches, yeah. Carlos Chilon, the batter. Carlos playing second base tonight, inside as Lott comes inside. And Scott Metz, single. He doesn't crack a lot of home runs, but he just seems to do the job.
He doesn't steal a lot of bases either, so.
He'll stay home. Yeah, he'll stick close to the bag.
Some numbers on Carlos Chilon. He's batting .250, and he has 7 runs batted in this season. He's only appeared in 17 games. I guess he's been in most of them, but he's been in them all.
Just comes by to visit most of the time. Gets in there for a swing or two. Mets on first. Strike. 2-2. 2 outs. We're in the top of the first in the Skyscraper Championship.
It's a nice shot there of Hank Lott, and you see what he looks at when he thinks about trying to keep a guy on base. Although a guy like Metz is not taking much of a lead.
Here's the pitch from Lott, grounded, foul. You might notice, for those of you who've been following Skyscraper baseball, the Clout wearing the new uniforms this year. The manager, Kevin Rankin, went out and did what he has to do as team manager. He's got to get the uniforms, and Giordano's over in Greektown, as well as Al's Chicago Italian-style beef. They put up some money, gave the Clout some money, and they got the new uniforms. Looking good. I like them this year. Although they've always had really good uniforms, but this year they've got the straight red and white, and you can see there's the little Giordano's on the and Al's on the other side. So they gave them advertising in the uniforms as well.
And each uniform with a pizza stain and an Italian beef stain. They'll have after the game.
Slice of pizza, slice of pizza and an Italian beef in the dugouts. You have to talk to them about that. I'm going to talk to Kevin. He didn't tell me about the Italian beef.
They were thinking about changing the logo, actually. Pizza, but
pizza with an Italian beef in the middle.
Right, exactly. Stuffed pizza with Italian beef in the middle, but that's where Rankin drew the line, and I applaud him for that.
3-2, 2 outs, pop fly. Bell underneath it, running in, and whoa!
Oh, he misplayed that.
That wind is blowing in from center field, awfully hard, and Bell grabs it. No runs come across, 1 hit for the Clout. And it is 0-0 as we go to the bottom of the first, and you're watching Skyscraper Baseball on Gem 25. As we Don Knudin on the mound, and Don will start it all off going up against, let's take a look. After this pitch, we'll take a look at the starting lineup there in the batting order for the A's. And we'll run down it quickly. George Anderson playing shortstop there, leading it off. Brock, Andrews, Ulmer, McNeely, Bailey, Kanovic, and Bell. Little bunt. Knudin over there to pick it up, field his possession well, and Metz, a nice scoop over there at first. 1 up, 1 down as Don Knudin fields his possession well.
Up here in the, you see Knudin there up here in the press box. They were saying that Knudin gives up about 60% of his runs in the first inning. So if he can get through this, this first inning, chances are, statistically speaking, that
yes,
he'll be doing okay.
He's one of those pitchers that is just very unassuming. Reggie Brock, the center fielder, the batter, and let's set you up defensively. In the outfield, Frank Provenzano, Jim Ryan, and Sal Guerrero out and right. The infield is Camardo, Gallo, Chilon, and Metz, Knudin, and DeVito doing the pitching and catching tonight.
Reggie Brock on the season, Brian, has appeared in all, or has not all games, but 18 games at 51 at bats. He's got an ERA of 3.33. You see his numbers right there. 1 homer and 7 runs batted in.
Probably his batting average too.
What did I say?
ERA.
Did I say ERA?
You gotta love this Skyscraper.
Okay.
Wow, Sal Guerrero hustling over there, but Sal decides to save some of that fuel for later in the game and trots back to his position. Yeah.
You should see him on the mound.
That was the DD7
mistake
you
the DD7
most likely would like
mistake
to erase from the game.
Yeah. Okay.
Knudin throws a lot of curveballs and has a knuckleball as well. So he likes to throw the junk up there.
Knudin fighting back from a 1-4 start this year, has made his way back to 4-4. Coming into this game, Knudin, of course, was the Clout workhorse last couple of years. Last year he won 6 games. That was the most of any pitcher in the Skyscraper League.
Let's take a look. You might remember the Don Knudin most complete games, 6 wins, 7 innings, 49 1/3. Strikeouts, he did win the strikeout.
That's going back to 87.
43, yeah, he's been around for a while. Oh, nice play by Knudin. Metz to get over there, and nicely done as Fred Andrews goes down, and once again, he's able to field his position. Let's take a look at that, and Don Knudin, super job getting around.
See, Knudin there does what he has to do, and this is nice here. Makes this throw, which is a little bit weak, but thanks to Fred Andrews not being the quickest guy on the base paths, throws there in time, and that's 2 outs.
It was a gentlemanly thing to do, not to really try too hard to speed down there. Eric Ulmer, the catcher, comes to the plate.
See, Reggie Brock there did advance to second base on that. Numbers for Eric Ulmer, appearing in 19 games.
Batting average straight up, and it's right over here by the, whether he's going to get it, no. It comes down, there's a lot of area there behind home plate, and he's not able to get to it. He didn't really know where it was right off the bat, and it took him a while. Okay, now I have my 88 stats. Let's see, where did Don come up?
6 wins in 88.
6 wins, and that was it. He finished second in strikeouts to Cecil Peterford, and Cecil took the complete games as well. Bill Campbell, his teammate, though, was there as far as games. Bill, the last 2 innings of every game. He'll close the door.
I don't know if we'll see him tonight. I didn't notice him down on the bench.
He doesn't show up until
it gets cold.
Yeah. No, he shows up later. He doesn't have to show up at the beginning of the game. He's a game time kind of guy. 1-1, 2 out, low. DeVito behind home plate.
Eric Ulmer on the season, batting .289 coming into the game tonight.
You mentioned Jim Noble, and we found out that Jim's daughter not feeling well and in the hospital, Jim, with his daughter. So
okay.
Shot to right field. That one's make off the fence, and it is going to be off the fence. Saul plays it off. First run comes in, and
that's a long single.
Eric Ulmer's single and an RBI, and we have our first run of the game, and it's 1-0 A's. And the A's, they are a team with some speed. Ulmer, the catcher, so he'll come out of the game. They'll have the speed up rule, and they'll bring in a DR, designated runner, for the catcher. Watch this again. He didn't get it high enough to get over the chain link monster, but enough to get the run in.
And smart play here by the right fielder. That's Guerrero, realizing that there's no way he's going to be able to track that down, and makes the cutoff, and that's just a long single. That's all that is, but a run batted in, and the score's 1-0.
What's really scary is when that thing hits a post, and it could go any way.
Go any direction.
You know, it's not the type of wall, so to speak, that's playable every time. It's adventurous.
It is. It's a chain link fence, just like you might have. Well, it's a little bit taller than the one in my backyard, but
your backyard's at 27 feet.
Stalag 17.
Coming in to run, the one and only.
Is that Skeeto?
You know him well.
You know him, you love him?
You may just know him. Ground ball. Shortstop gets through. Kind of casual, and Skeeto skeets over to third, and we have a first and third situation. Well, that was kind of a strange.
They had the hit and run on that one. It was a good thing that they had the hit and run going, and Skeeto made it over to third on that one.
Well, the catcher was, DeVito was up, looked like he was getting ready to get the ball and make the throw, but gosh darn it, the man Jerry Mack went and hit the ball.
Kanunin now has given up 2 hits and walked 1. He's given up a run, and what they said about him in the press box may be true. Looks like he has some first inning troubles, tendency to have a little trouble in the first inning, but also does have a tendency to settle down after that. So,
no doubt about it. Juan Neely, the batter, the designated hitter in tonight's game for the A's. Over on first base is Jerry Mack, and Jerry may go.
That's right.
Just to keep any possibility of getting that force play at second. There are 2 outs, so no need for a double play.
Throw back there to first to check him. See, Juan Neely, we had a shot of him a second ago. Juan Neely batting .321 on the season. Neely with 7 runs batted in and 3 homers. So he's got some power. Ball gets away.
Easy, no problem to get down there. And now Kevin Mack, or Kevin Mack, he's a running back for the Cleveland Browns. Kevin Rankin.
Surprise appearance.
Yeah, it was a combination of Jerry Mack and Kevin Rankin. Kevin comes out knowing how Don is and how he's been over the past 47 years. Believe it or not, no. Don is one of those guys that just keeps on pitching.
Doesn't age.
Well, he's got a great arm too. It just seems to, respond every game. And there he is, the one and only Tony Hubbard, the man in the third base box for the A's this year. He's been there every game, and he's doing a great job. He got him to the championship once again, as Cliff Bailey handed over the reins of the ball team to just play baseball this year.
Right.
And Tony Hubbard, former player and now full-time man at the helm. Outside, Juan Neely, the batter.
Juan Neely has some power too. As I told you, has 3 homers on the season. And when we saw Juan Neely last time, he cracked a couple of doubles.
Juan Neely, well, all of these A's are capable of hitting home runs, and they're all lean, quick. Yeah, they've got quick wrists, and that's your typical Ernie Banks type of player. You know, he may not be, the size of a wall, but they can knock them out, and they can hit, and they can run, and boy, those are great players to have. He's so versatile. And here's a guy who's been around a long time, Cliff Bailey. Cliff, one of the anchors, along with Fred Andrews and Tony Hubbard. These guys play day in and day out. Cliff not putting in the amount of games as he did in the past years.
Not like last year. The A's have, as a team, they have a fairly high slugging percentage, .488. That's higher than the Clouds, and they hit some 2 and 3 baggers and home runs too. So the stats back that statement up.
That was just a little dribble in front of home. Foul ball, and DeVito kept it foul. Had a lot of spin on it. Cliff Bailey back to the plate. Everyone back to their spots, and Knudin with an 0-2 count, 2 outs, and now he can throw his pitches.
Smells good up here, Brian.
Must be a nice breeze from Little Italy. Don Knudin trying to get out of this inning with only giving up 1 run here. See if he can do it. Just outside, trying to get Bailey to go fishing. 1-2. 1 run across. The A's and the Clout Championship 1989.
Cliff Bailey, in his abbreviated appearance here in '89, is batting .360 with 8 runs batted in and a home run. I'm sorry, 2 home runs for Cliff Bailey. So he's a threat,
maybe,
even though he's only
maybe he's glad he only played a few games.
Right. Stats are higher. Then again, you could take those stats if you wanted to, and you could double them, and you'd say, well, if Cliff played every game, he'd have 16 runs batted in.
Shot to left field, and it's right at Provenzano, and he's got it, and they are out of the inning. 1 run across, 3 men left on base, and the A's lead the Cloud after 1. You're watching Skyscraper Baseball Championship on Channel 25. Eric Hugo Mueller is excited to have his bucket truck back. It's very easy to get Eric excited. Just show up with a bucket truck, and he's so darn excited. And of course, we will be handing out the championship game awards as they come across. You'll be noticing the I think it was the DD7
mistake. The DD7
mistake you'd like to erase.
Mistake you'd like to erase. The mini-vac defensive play of the game.
Yes.
And the torque driver
drive
of the game.
And of course, as you just saw there, pop up to right field, Cliff Bailey underneath it, and he's got it. And of course, the All-American Country Sportsmanship Award,
which we're still up in the air on that one.
Well, all of them are up in the air. Mini-vac, that's right. I forgot about old mini-vac. The mini-vac, yeah. Defense. Okay, that'll be our defensive award. Got to throw those sportsmanship awards in there. Now John Golden will be batting as Frank Provenzano pops out to right. John Golden, the DH for this team this year, and probably one of the reasons they threw the lefty as well is that the Cloud have quite a few lefties in the lineup. Trying to throw them off here with the left-handed pitcher, Hank Lott.
Here come the police.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's our second one. During the pregame, we had a fire engine go by, so that's our second siren of the game. We will be counting those just as you do at home. High, missed it with the off-speed pitch, 1-1.
John Golden's only appeared in 11 games, Brian. He's got a batting average of .355. And he's driven in 12 runs, but that doesn't apply here, really. 3 doubles, though, so he's got a slugging percentage of .452.
So basically, he shows up for the TV games.
That's right.
1-2 on Golden. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Went after that high fastball and missed it. And another strikeout for Hank Lott, who so far, despite not pitching a lot of games in Skyscraper, of course the A's play in another league, or maybe a couple other leagues and tournaments as well, and Hank might have gotten his time there, but he probably just sat on the bench and watched charted pitches, possibly. Who knows? You never know. These A's can be tricky sometimes.
No,
you
they're
know?
mysterious.
Exactly. Now coming to the plate, John DeVito, the catcher.
John DeVito, let's do some research on him. John DeVito's appeared in 14 games. He's batting .257. No homers. So you figure it out. A couple of runs batted in.
He's a good catcher.
That's right.
Defensively, he's the backstop of the team, if you will.
The backstop and the spiritual leader. The Dalai Lama of the Clout, if you will.
Giving each man on the team total consciousness at death. 1-1 on DeVito.
But I thought Lincoln would have some hard time this game, and I said that's right. They forfeited their last 2 games because they didn't hold the tournament no good.
1-0 A's. Here's the pitch. High, and did he say he went?
Oh, they're gonna
check down at first, and he did not go. Oh, he did go, excuse me. He did go. He gave him the KO. So 1-2. Hank Lott teasing Clout with those high fastballs, making him go after him. Low and foul back.
that one in the vicinity of Hugo.
Hugo's got a great setup tonight. If we get a chance at any point during the game, it's very entertaining to watch. And of course, we're here to watch baseball. 2-2, 2 outs, but Hugo's got a heck of a setup tonight in his catbird seat. Shot to right center field. It's up there. Brock is underneath it though, and he's got it. And they're out of the inning. 1-2-3 with 1 strikeout. 1-0 A's. You're watching the Skyscraper Baseball Championship on Channel 25. Back behind the plate, the umpire tonight, and of course we've got Cleveland Plump down there on third base. A couple of the steady workers. These are all the guys that have worked all the games this year. They get to show up. Ground ball shot down to third base, picked up and scooped up by Metz, and that is 1 out. Borko Kanovic grounding out there with the doink of the aluminum bat.
Oh, yeah.
And that is the first out of the inning. Nicely. I knew I had my defensive lineup here somewhere. Got too tricky on myself. That'll bring up the #9 batter, James Bell. James playing center field tonight.
Some numbers on James Bell. Has only appeared in 7 games, so he's kind of